What's up, guys? Triple C here. So the Bikers DLC, as a lot of you guys might have noticed already, Rockstar patched the invisible outfits. So everybody that had like invisible outfits saved, they don't work anymore. As soon as you equip it, it will just put on a random t-shirt or something. And in this video, I'll go about the outfits, what's been patched, what still works, and what I'll also do, what other channels might not do, I'll explain why they did that, because there's a very good reason for that actually. As you see back there, my friend is always equipping his invisible body, but then a few seconds later a shirt just comes on. So Rockstar just patched that. Here also with the helmet and the mask. I don't think that's a patch. That's has something to do with the other helmets and the half mask being added, because that actually still works. And wait, here we got an invisible body again. As you can see, it'll put on a shirt in a second. That one's also patched. Let's jump over to the next outfit. Invisible arms there for some reason still work. That's probably something they missed, because they definitely intended to patch the invisible bodies. But I think they just missed that one. Here again we have a helmet and a mask. As you see in the background, the mask always disappears. He's always trying to re-equip it. Here also a helmet and a mask also disappearing, and invisible body again. Now, I don't want to get into if this is a good thing or a bad thing. There's definitely a reason for it, and some people enjoy those outfits, others hate them. That's not the purpose of this video. I just want to explain why this happened, why Rockstar did this. As you can see here, and look, this is also what they patched. As you see on my character, the ripped clothes. That doesn't work anymore. As soon as you equip it, it just changes again. And wait, I still got 2 or 3 more in here on my character, which you can see what has been taken out of the game, what doesn't work anymore, and also what does still work. Okay, nothing special. Yeah, that's a mask and a sunglass, that was, so that still works. Here the weird legs when you remove the skirt. As you see, look at the legs now, that's the glitch. And now it'll just put on some pants. And by the way, there's also supposed to be a mask under that helmet, so that's also been removed. But that's not a patch, I think. That's just a random occurrence because of the new half mask they added. Quickly jump over to the other ones. Yeah, ripped clothes don't work anymore. As you see there, it just changes back automatically. Next outfit. Yeah, this still works. Mask and sunglass still works. It also works with a hat, as you see here. I have a hat, a sunglass, and a mask, and also the air pipe from the flight suit. That all still works. Those outfits work. What I also heard that cop outfits have been removed, what also makes sense. Here again, this still works. Sunglass, mask, hat, and air hose. Here again, with a helmet, it doesn't work. Okay, so let me get into why they removed the invisible bodies. How it is, like me and somebody at my crew, we pretty thoroughly analyzed this once, because we race in big lobbies, or we have events in our crew where we play with 30 players, death matches, races, all the game types. And what people observed is that when glitched outfits are in the lobby, you have a massive amount of lag. That in races, for example, the first checkpoints don't register. Now, the main contributing factor to lag is definitely people with bad connections. Like, that's undisputable. There's certain people I know when they join a playlist, it doesn't even have to be a big lobby, they're going to destroy the playlist for a race, that is. You know, the cars are just going to be flying all over the screen. They're not where they're supposed to be. They're on somewhere else for everybody else on the screen. So that's the biggest contributing factor. It's lag, and Rockstar should not make the slowest connection the benchmark in the lobby, because it just destroys full lobby racing and full lobby playing in this game. It's nice that we can play with 30 players, but it just does not work. Now, this theory that invisible bodies and cop uniforms, that they cause lag, there's really something to that theory, because basically I'll just skip on how we found this and just tell you my our main findings on why this happens. The thing is, in the game you have a database of clothing and masks and helmets and all that stuff, everything you can put on your character, which is normally accessible. And now that's, of course, helmets, masks, sunglasses, clothing. And you also have other stuff, like, for instance, the cop uniform or the trash uniforms. Those are not in the regular clothing database, which are just normally accessible for everybody. So whenever you glitch something like that on, it takes longer for the game to access those clothes because they have to be searched from somewhere else in the game file, and that causes lag. Now with the invisible clothes, it's even much worse. You're glitching the game in a way that the game doesn't know what to display, and it just displays nothing. So what's happening there with the code, it's going in an infinite loop. It's just constantly trying to figure out what it's supposed to display. It doesn't know how to, and that's why it just displays an invisible body. So that really causes lag because the game is constantly working and trying to figure out what to show as clothing item on your body. So that's also the reason why they removed the invisible bodies. Because it just causes massive lag. The game just doesn't know how to interpret what you selected there with that glitch, and just displays nothing as a result of that. Now with the sunglass, hat, and mask glitch, for example, the game doesn't care if you only have a t-shirt on, or if you have a t-shirt and a sweater and a jacket. These are all in the regular clothing database. It's the same with a sunglass, mask, and hat, for example. The game doesn't care if you only have a sunglass or if you're wearing all three in that glitch, because it's all there in the regular clothing database. It doesn't take the game any time to access this, and it's all being displayed. There's no faults in it being displayed. Also, Rockstar has a combination like that itself. It's the cappy, the bandana, and the sunglass. And actually, if you try any clothing glitch with that combo, which Rockstar put in the game, the cappy, the bandana, and the sunglass, try to put a different sunglass or a different mask over it. It will not work because all three slots are taken already. The hat slot is taken, the mask slot is taken, and the sunglass slot is taken. So by default, that combination is in the game already. And if you're glitching an outfit where you're showing a sunglass, a helmet, or a sunglass, a mask, and a hat, for example, you're just showing something that Rockstar has in the game already, just in a combination that it wouldn't initially allow you to input it. It's basically like back in the days before we had any creator updates, where we were just switch glitching everything and number switching and moves switching. It wouldn't allow you to stack the ramps, but we had all these glitches to stack the ramps together, and that way we just also outsmarted the game in this little restriction it gave us, and still combined all the ramps, and that also didn't cause lag. So yeah, that's the main thing behind this. So it could really be also, if people are finding workarounds for this, that it might actually really not be added back to the game, or that they'll fight this, like if somebody finds a workaround in the next DLC, they'll try and patch it again because they don't want to have that in the game, obviously. Now, another thing which also confirms this whole theory, because we're talking like this, maybe gets a bit deeper now for the people who are interested in this. We're talking about this among commissioners once in the GCCC, and I was exchanging some theories or findings with Strong Tank. And my question was basically, do we, like with the modded props, for example, people that are building with the Ferris wheels and UFOs, this is something you can very clearly observe. You can very clearly observe that the UFOs, for example, they cause massive lag. It's even if you're playing a race or whatever job they're in, if they're in a capture or a deathmatch or whatever. When you're playing a race where a lot of UFOs are placed, the modded props, even if you're alone in the job, there's massive lag and a massive drop in the frame rate. So that's also, like, all these modded props, they're actually not modded. This is all stuff that is in the game already, and just through a modded account, these people get access to these props, but they're all in the game file. And now this is the thing again, the props that we have regularly in the creator, they're all in our default database of accessible props. Props like the UFO or the Ferris wheel and stuff like that, those are not in the database that the game just accesses quickly. Those are actually somewhere else in the game file, and they have to be loaded in from somewhere else. That's why they cause that lag. That's the thing with it. And for example, something else which confirms this theory also is we used to be able to to place a forklift in captures and LTSs and in death matches. And then with one DLC, Rockstar just removed the forklifts, and which I also think they didn't do that on purpose. It's just like they always mess up with the DLCs and they don't really know what they're changing or what effects it'll have. The forklift was just randomly gone after one DLC, and we couldn't access it anymore. The thing is, if you built a job with a forklift and you access that old job where it was still possible to place those forklifts, you can pick a forklift up, cancel it out again, and you'll have another one in your hand, and you can still place down 40. I think the limit is 40 vehicles. You can still place down 40 of them, just like with a regular prop in the regular database. If you pick up a container, cancel it out, you'll have the same container in your hand again. And same applies to the forklift. Pick it up, cancel, and you have one in your hand again. You can place as many as you want. If you do that, for example, with a UFO or with anything modded, you will not have one in your hand again. You will have to access that through the modded account. So that again confirms the theory that there is a database in the game for props, for example, which are directly accessible, and also a database for clothing items and clothing stuff, which is directly accessible. So anything that doesn't come from those default databases they put in there will cause issues with the game. And now if you're in a small lobby, it might not matter that much, but like the bigger the lobby gets, already with 10 people in a lobby, this does become an issue, especially in death matches and stuff. You shoot at somebody on your screens, it looks like you hit him. On his screen, he's actually somewhere totally else already. So that's the reason why they're taking out the game already, and that's probably something they will strive for. It will continue, that they will fight this. I don't know what's going to happen with the helmets and the masks, because that doesn't work anymore, and to me it seems like unintended by Rockstar, because if they would have wanted to ban all these glitched outfits, they would have definitely done it with the hat, sunglass, and the mask too, but they didn't do that because they're just not worried about that one. They just say, okay, that's on the regular database, who cares if they do that, you know? It's just like, who cares if they stack ramps or if they put on two things on their head, doesn't matter. As long as it's accessed from the regular clothing database, no problem. So yeah, that's a bit background on the whole subject. Do with it whatever you want. Like I said, this is not about are the outfits cool or not. Like some people have fun with it, some don't like them. It doesn't matter. This is just like some background on why they implemented it in the way they did. So yeah, anyways, I'm out, guys. I'll check you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace.